Welcome to the new 4-step method for shedding fat without fad diets or gimmicky exercise programs. I'm Allie Brigham, and over the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you the 4-step proven method that all of my busy male clients are using to literally melt fat away. So my promise to you on this webinar training is simple. I'm going to show you the quickest, easiest way to get you from looking and feeling the way you feel now to that happy face over on the right, whether it's losing 30 pounds or 40 pounds or regaining your energy or being more productive at work or just plain feeling amazing every single day. So stick with me until the end, because by watching this training, you're going to know all of this. The only science-based proven way to successfully shed fat so you can lose all the weight you want without diets or gyms. Doesn't that sound awesome? And following this method, you will be able to keep it off forever. That is the key. Yo-yo dieting is not the key. And I'm going to show you why later on in this webinar. Also, I'm going to tell you the 7 discoveries that I learned throughout my decades of research that were keeping me fat so that you don't make those same mistakes. And I'm going to show you how we reset our bodies to ignite that fat burning switch. We all have it inside us. And of course, show you the exact 4-step method that all of my clients are using to shed fat, feel great, and excel at work and at home. So you work hard, you deserve nice things, but answer honestly, how can you enjoy those nice things if you're overweight and stressed and miserable all day? How do you enjoy wearing that beautifully tailored suit if this is what you look like, trying to squeeze your body into it, feeling frustrated and defeated? And many of my clients actually, which this kind of shocked me, but many of my male clients have told me that they actually have lost a job promotion or been demoted because of their weight. Although it wasn't really said out loud, that was the real problem. So that's awful. And also, taking that trip of a lifetime, wouldn't it be wonderful to actually enjoy that trip and hang out with your kids and run around with them and not, get winded or not be embarrassed to get in your bathing suit on the beach? And can you relate to this? I see this all the time on the plane, and it makes my heart break because these seats are getting smaller and smaller. And how embarrassing is it when you go to the counter, and this may or may not have happened to you, but it has happened to many of my clients, and they say to you, "Sir, you need to buy 2 seats to accommodate your weight." Or even enjoying your everyday joys of your family and actually getting to spend time with your family, because we have so little time with our busy schedules, and you're working so hard to create that dream life for them, but just having the energy to enjoy that little time that you have with them. But I do want to caution that this training is not for everyone. If you're committed to making positive changes, and if you're willing to try new things, and you're willing to take action, then this is definitely for you. So have you bounced around from diet to diet? I grew up in the 70s, so I can relate to all of these. I've tried every single one of these, and the list goes on and on. We all know this. There's a new diet every week. And do you go to the gym and struggle through a workout and not get any results? That is such a common thing right now. And also, just walking into a gym, your confidence can plummet when everyone around you is so buff and muscular and fit, and you're struggling to get through a very quick workout. And are you tired of embarrassing belly fat? Do you suck in your gut? Are you that person that sucks in your gut when you take a photo or while you're in a bathing suit? And are you tired of, your stomach hanging over your belt buckle? Also, are you just plain fed up with scams? I know I am. So when you see those things that are sold for $29.99 and get your perfect body or weight loss supplements, $49.99 special, that is the industry, which the weight loss industry is a $68 billion industry. That is them trying to capitalize off of you. And I never want you to fall victim to any of that. So there's just so much conflicting information out there. How do you decipher what's right, what's wrong, and what really works? Well, I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to cut through all the BS. And we all know that being overweight damages your health, whether maybe you have gone to the doctor and they said, okay, your blood pressure is, slowly creeping up, or, it's time you drop some pounds, but they don't even tell you how to lose weight. They just tell you you need to lose weight. Or maybe something more serious, like you've been diagnosed with prediabetes. Also, being overweight, I can prove to you a million different ways how it is way more expensive than being at a healthy weight. Being overweight is very expensive. I'm going to show you what I mean. So likely you have to go to the doctor more often, because with overweight comes symptoms, unwanted diseases, like we discussed before: high blood pressure, diabetes, cardiovascular issue, risk for heart attack and stroke. And guess what, guys? Your family needs you. They need you to stick around. Also, drugs are expensive, and if any of you are reaching the Medicare age soon, there is no drug coverage with Medicare. You have to pay out of your own pocket or get a supplemental coverage, which costs $1,000 to $2,000 more per month. And I think we can all agree that having 24/7 care or being in hospice is way more expensive than being healthy. And who wants to live their golden years miserable and in pain anyway? The good news is it's not your fault. You're just bombarded by conflicting information everywhere you go. But from this video, you'll be getting the best hard-earned insight from our real-life clients in the trenches work in the health and wellness space. I've made it my life's work to cut through all this information. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into the best education and information available. Up until this point, what you've been told is wrong. It's just plain wrong. So here's why. I'm sure you've been told in order to lose weight, you need to eat less and exercise more. Or maybe you've been told you need to cut out carbs, or you need to cut out fat, add fat, eat only fat. Oh my gosh. Or maybe you need to try veganism or be a vegetarian or cut out meat, then you'll lose weight. Well, I'm here to tell you that none of this is true and none of it works. Fad diets and trendy exercise programs have always been marketing gimmicks. They're just clever ways that companies use to capitalize on you. Here's an example. Diets have been around since 1928. This is the actual ad from the Lucky Strike campaign touting nicotine as an appetite suppressant. It says, reach for a Lucky instead of a sweet. And we all know modern exercise programs have been mainstream since the 70s with jazzercise and everybody jogging with their sweatbands, and then Jane Fonda and Richard Simmons. But take a look. We're not getting any thinner. The stunning rise of obesity in America, obese men from the 1960s continually going up, and it's nearing, and these stats only go up to 2014. So if we look at the latest stats up until 2019, it's more in the 45% range. So almost 50% of the population is obese, not even just overweight, but obese. Also, I just happened to catch this segment recently on the Today Show. Their own health correspondent said, if weight loss is your endpoint, exercise is probably not going to be the key determinant. There are several factors that go into training your body to be a fat torching machine. And even here, they did their own independent study. In the last 10 years, gym memberships went up 21%. Simultaneously, the obesity rate went up 17%. So what does that tell us? And you see it, guys. There's a new gym, a new fad exercise, whether you're swinging through the air on trapeze or doing kickboxing or HIIT, high intensity, or boot camp, whatever it is. Exercise is exercise is exercise. These are just new fads to take more money from you. And you are watching this most likely because you haven't gotten the results that you dreamed of. The real problem is what you've been told up until now is all wrong. And you ever wonder why dieting and exercise doesn't work? Well, I'm going to tell you why, but first allow me to introduce myself. I'm Allie Brigham, and I'm the founder and CEO of both Charlotte Nutrition and Wellness and Best You for Life. I specialize in helping men achieve their dream body and feel their absolute best. I've been working in private practice and online coaching for 22 years, and people from all over come to me to learn how to ignite their fat burning switch, help the body melt fat away naturally on its own without depriving themselves. But I was not always known as Charlotte's leading nutrition authority or the nutritionist to the MDs. A lot of my clients are medical doctors because doctors are just not taught this stuff in school, which I know that because I've worked with doctors all my life. So I wasn't always this healthy and, with almost 0% body fat. I was fat. This is me in my 20s. I was sick. I was really sick. I had illnesses that young people are not supposed to get. And I was headed down that typical American dreaded trail of being on 10 different pharmaceutical medications, being obese, morbidly obese when I got older. Here I was about 40 pounds overweight. And I just hated what I saw in the mirror, and I had no direction, and I desperately wanted to be skinny and attractive. So this is me now at the age of 47. My husband took this in our backyard last summer, actually, and I am in better shape and healthier than I was when I was 25. So what did I do to get here? Simple. I made a commitment to get well. I researched because I needed to understand why it was so difficult to lose weight. I couldn't understand why it's become harder and harder and harder for people to lose weight. And the reasons will shock you. Another thing I did is I stopped all the money I was spending on diets, Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig and diet supplements, everything I could find online that was available, I would buy it. I quit all my gym memberships and I just delved and devoted my life to researching this. And I was already in the nutrition and medical field, so I kind of had an idea of what I was going to uncover. But eventually, within the year, within a matter of a few months, it took me, maybe about 9 months to get to my perfect weight, but the fat was melting off with no effort. And I wasn't dieting, I wasn't restricting, I wasn't counting calories, I wasn't counting points. In fact, I didn't even think about food. And I was eating food that I loved because everyone who knows me knows I'm not gonna give up my white wine once in a while. Not that I get drunk every day. I'm not gonna give up pizza and nachos. I love Mexican food. I love sour cream and cheese, and I eat all of that. It's just a matter of training your metabolism to speed up, because yo-yo dieting and losing weight, gaining it, losing weight, gaining it slows down your metabolism severely. So you might be thinking, wow, she is, making big promises here. And yes, I am, because I've seen this work. I have helped hundreds of clients lose all the weight effortlessly when they have done it the right way. And I'm going to show you that 4-step method, because let's face it, the current methods that you're using now are not working for you. Here's an example, and I put a link in here if you wanted to check out an interview I had in a local newspaper about what makes me different as a nutrition and health coach. So here's the link if you want to read it. I have thousands of testimonials, which you can find through that link as well. But here's just one example. This is Scott. And when we first spoke on the phone, he said he was just miserable and in pain. His weight was affecting his relationship with his wife, and she was getting worried about him. And he's like, oh, but I know what to do. I'm just going to, cut back on bread and, cut down on sugar and eat a little less. And sure enough, he got in touch with me months later. And he just said, I couldn't even believe the words that came out of his mouth. He's like, Allie, I surrender. He's like, I can't do this anymore. Obviously, everything I'm doing is not working. I don't understand why. Everything I've been told I'm doing. I'm like, I know that, Scott. Everything, you think that you're supposed to exercise more and eat less. I get it. But he's like, I give up and I'm done. So let me go back. This is him keeping the weight off 6 years later. And the picture of me before, I have kept the weight off for 23 years now, not even gaining 1 pound back. That is the ultimate goal. You never want to have to think about your weight again. So imagine just being intimate with your partner again without feeling like, oh my God, they think I'm fat, or loving what you see when you look in the mirror, or walking in the room at your next family gathering or night out with your buddies and just feeling sexy and confident again. And taking that, whatever that trip of a lifetime is for you, or just being present for your family and being happy and being able to spend that quality time, not huffing and puffing, just when you're bending over to tie your shoes. and being able to throw your kids in the air and enjoy their company and run around on the beach without feeling self-confident all the time and having to suck in your belly and who's watching me and all that stuff. And think about your golden years. There's really no point in living long if you can't enjoy living. So we all want to see our kids grow up and get married and walk them down the aisle and go to their graduations and be able to be present for our grandchildren. I don't know who wouldn't want that. But if you are following the typical American lifestyle, and even if you are exercising, you will be going down that dreaded path and probably may wind up with the diseases that run in your family, but you don't have to. The choice is yours. So let's just take a pause and see, let's talk about what we already know. You're watching this because you're most likely tired of being overweight. You're tired of dieting and depriving yourself of the things you love to eat. You're tired of working out every day to see no results, and you put in all this effort. And being overweight is severely damaging your health, but you're just frustrated because you don't know where to begin. And I know that feeling. And would be the first one to tell you that what you've been told, you've been going about it all along the wrong way. So when you're driving down the street and you're going the wrong way, what do? You turn around, you go the opposite direction, you do a 180. So we need to think outside of the box a little bit. If you keep doing the same thing, producing the same outcome, same negative outcome, why do we keep doing the same thing? So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. This new and innovative information may be stuff you've never heard before, and many of you will be shocked, and many of you may even be angered. So my first discovery throughout my research, and this was right after grad school when I was studying nutrition science, is that diets make you fat. So you've heard the common scenario. You go on a crash diet, whether it's, okay, I'm going to decide tomorrow that I'm not going to eat any carbs, or I'm going to go to Weight Watchers tomorrow, or I'm going to go to Jenny Craig, or I'm going to go keto. And you lose weight in the beginning, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is the best thing ever. I love Weight Watchers because I just dropped 20 pounds. But you are going to mess up eventually, because who can sustain that calorie restrictive diet? All the while you're restricting calories, your metabolism is slowing down, because it doesn't trust you anymore. You used to feed it. Now you're not. So it's saying it's going into survival mode. So it has to adapt to what you're giving it. Then when you do mess up and you do sort of creep back into your old ways, you gain that weight back with a vengeance. And now it is so much harder to lose that weight again because you've damaged your metabolism. So you're creating this vicious cycle. And also, excessive exercise can also destroy your metabolism, especially if you're cutting calories as well. Because when you work out in the gym, and y'all can relate, if you're working so hard and you 45 minutes an hour, and you're starving right after that workout, you're creating a much higher caloric need for your body. And if you do not fuel your body the right way while you're expending all of this energy, again, your body goes into store mode. Because when you exercise, your body secretes stress hormones like cortisol, norepinephrine, adrenaline, because it thinks you're in fight or flight. It thinks you're trying to run away from the tiger back in the day when you're out hunting for your family. Our bodies haven't changed much since then. Our environment certainly has changed. The type of food we eat certainly has changed, but our body hasn't. So when it's in fight or flight, it's releasing all these stress hormones. And what do stress hormones do? Slow your metabolism, cause you to gain weight. Discovery number 3, our bodies were not designed to exercise rigorously, or they will break down. If you look at any professional athlete, they're riddled with lifelong injuries and pain and suffering for the rest of their life. If you look at marathon, the real statistics, I'm talking about real raw data, peer-reviewed literature, the kind of geeky stuff that I read 4 hours a day. If you look at marathoners, most of them have heart scarring. A lot of them die early of heart attacks because we're, again, meant to, once in a while, dart away from that tiger running after us. Our joints were not meant to endure this rigorous exercise. And I know many people who have, played tennis all their life, played golf all their life, semi-pro, whatever, and they're all getting, you know, knee replacements, shoulder surgery, hip replacements. Why? Because it's the wear and tear on our body. Is it important to move around and exercise? Absolutely, because that is how our bodies produce nitric oxide, which is our body's own medicine, essentially. And I'm going to try not to get too scientific-y on you. Discovery number 4, genetics is not the problem. Stop blaming genetics. So a lot of clients, you know, when they call me up, they're like, oh, you know, everyone in my family is overweight. They all have diabetes. I'm doomed. Well, you are not doomed. You might be genetically predisposed to gaining weight or getting diabetes or having cardiovascular disease, but you actually have to turn that gene on in order for that to happen to you. It's a field of science called epigenetics. You can Google it. And the way we turn those genes on is by treating our body poorly, by putting the wrong foods at the wrong time, by just beating up our body so much. Discovery number 5. You're not fat, you're toxic. So when we have toxins in our body, from the foods we eat to the personal care products that we put all over our body, from our shampoo to our aftershave, our shaving cream, our deodorant, whatever it is, toxins enter our skin, toxins from GMOs and the food we eat, and pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, fungicides, whatever they are. And we can't avoid it because we can't live in a bubble, but they settle in your adipose tissue. You're essentially giving fat cells a job. Fat cells mobilize. So if you think of an army, they mobilize and they surround the toxins and hold them in place so that they don't float around your bloodstream. Because if they did, they would invade your vital organs like your brain and your heart and your kidneys, and you would die. They would poison you to death. So it's kind of like another survival technique. So we want to give fat the pink slip. We want to cleanse out those toxins the right way. Again, please don't fall victim to those fad detox programs that you see online that flood our inbox and our Facebook timeline. Detoxification is not a pill, a powder, or a potion. It is not a 7-day starvation juice cleanse. That is a very harmful way to detoxify your body. But in any event, those toxins aren't going anywhere unless you properly detox. So we want to give fat cells the pink slip and tell them, you're fired, we don't need you anymore. The government is keeping us fat and sick. Yes, they are. So let's look at the current healthcare system, for example. If you get sick, let's say you go to the doctor, you're diagnosed with diabetes. In most incidences, not all, but most, your doctor will tell you there's no cure, you're going to have diabetes for the rest of your life. They might offer you one sentence about eating healthy. They're going to give you the opinion that you're never going to get well and you're never going to become thin. And they'll just hand you a slew of medications, including statins most likely, which, by the way, make you gain weight. And you'll be told that you'll have to take these medications for the rest of your life. That is so damaging to say to somebody, to convince them, because we sometimes look at doctors almost like God, and we trust them, but they merely are puppets of bigger industries. So doctors, and some of my best friends and colleagues are doctors, and bless their heart, but when they go to school, they learn how to diagnose and treat it with a drug. There is no form of preventative medicine taught in medical school, and no nutrition taught as well. So all of these things are 100% preventable, 100% preventable and treatable. Also, let's look at what is allowed to go on in the agriculture industry. So big ag, big pharma, FDA, USDA, the very companies that were put together in the early 1900s to protect us. Well, if you're buying meat, most of the meat you buy, 90% of it in the store, if you order a steak at a restaurant, you're getting meat that comes from a factory on the right. So all of these animals are crammed into confined spaces, filthy conditions, living in their own fecal matter, and because they're so sickly, they have to pump them with antibiotics, and to make them grow faster and get them off to slaughter faster, to make money faster, they have to pump them with hormones. So what is that doing to our blood? I have never in the history of my 22-year career seen an explosion of estrogen in my male clients' blood work. When they bring in their blood work, I am astonished. because these hormones, these steroids, these growth hormones, and these estrogens that they inject into these animals to make them produce more milk and grow faster, you're eating those hormones. So it's no wonder why young boys who are not even, overweight are developing man boobs. It's all of these xenoestrogens that are in our food. And they're not only just in our food, they're in our personal care products too, which I'll show you in a moment. So our food used to come from pastures, animals that naturally graze. And you can buy grass-fed beef. It's so easy to find. It's in every grocery store. But that beef, and I've looked at it under a microscope, is a completely different food. It looks completely different. So if you, like these animals on the right-hand side, if you ate out of a dumpster every night, every day of your life, ate out of a dumpster, wrappers and all, would your meat be healthy? I don't think so. So let's talk about what these animals eat. They're not allowed to be outdoors, so they have to give them a feed. So whether it's a chicken or a hen or a pork or a pig, a hog, or a cattle, they're eating genetically modified corn, soy with hay and cardboard sifted in and factory reject candy sifted in, because these guys are expensive to feed. So they want to do anything they can to make that meal cheaper. And when the price of corn goes up, they want to make this meal just, cut it however they can. Like they put other more disgusting things in it, which I will not tell you because you don't have to be a vegetarian to live a healthy lifestyle. I am not a vegetarian. If people do decide to go vegan or become a vegetarian, I fully commend you on that, and that is wonderful. But there are absolute ways around it. And on the right, this is just a butcher confessing, I think I found this on Facebook, that he sees this every day, and all he does is scoop out the tumor and sell the meat to you. So this is how sick our meat is and how polluted it is. So it literally is like eating filth. And that's just talking about meat. Let's talk about think about walking through the produce aisle, all the leafy greens, all the root vegetables, all the carrots, all the potatoes, all the fresh fruit, doused with chemicals that are endocrine disrupting chemicals. They mess with our hormones, and carcinogenic chemicals. So there's 54 in conventionally grown strawberries. There's 0 in organic strawberries. Same thing with other organic fruits as well. They don't use synthetic agrochemicals. They use organic pesticides and essential oil mists that pests do not like and keep them away, and ground up eggshells to keep pests away. And they till their own soil and remineralize it with compost and manure, so that it is a more natural, healthy plant that grows out of that soil, rather than the one on the left, which they just keep dumping more chemicals and using the same soil. So there's probably a lot more than the 54 that you see there, just because it's already in the soil, which means it's already, the seed is absorbing everything in the soil, and so are the roots and the plant that grows out of it, unfortunately. So we wonder why 1 in 2 men have cancer right now in the United States. That is a known statistic. You can look it up. And it's sad, but it's true. And if nothing is done in 25 years, I believe everybody will have cancer. Just take a look at this. I'm that crazy person that drives around and looks at these farms. These guys with their crop dusters, they're wearing hazmat suits with gas masks on. It's like they're about to walk into a nuclear holocaust meltdown. They're not stupid. If they don't protect themselves, they will get cancer. They know this. They might die. They might have children with missing limbs. But it's okay for us to eat this food? Okay, so I'm going to drop some serious truth bombs on you guys. Truth bomb number 1, stop crash dieting. Let's talk about food. So this is not all about food. That is one step in this miraculous process to train your body to torch fat naturally without any effort. So we need to be able to identify the right foods and eat them at the right time in the right proportions. Otherwise, it won't work. Healthy eating is not boring. It is not restricting. It's actually more delicious than eating fake foods, because the real stuff tastes better. We're just used to eating fake foods that are cooked in hydrogenated, altered oils that are causing glycation in our arteries, causing us to have high cholesterol and heart attacks and strokes. And we think it tastes good and has, 5,000 milligrams of sodium. But in actuality, the real stuff tastes better. Also, you have to have, your environment needs to promote weight loss. So we talk about a lot about it in my practice, with my clients. We talk about stress, we talk about the people we choose to invite into our environment, what's going on in our life, all of that good stuff. What kinds of chemicals are in our home and how we can sort of minimize that. There are many ways. Also, we need to balance your body's hormones, everything from insulin to ghrelin to cortisol to testosterone to progesterone. That is all done with the right style of living. It is not done with medications. It is something that when your body is nourished the right way, it starts to achieve homeostasis, and all of these miraculous things fall into place. Also, again, if we don't detox those cells to shrink down, that fat isn't going anywhere. So this is a full circle 4-step method. Once and for all, this is something you do once, so that, not like the diet industry, like Weight Watchers, for example. I think it was in Forbes, I read an article, how Weight Watchers is designed to have you succeed in the beginning, but eventually fail in the end, so that you keep coming back to them and then you gain it back, and then you keep coming back to them again, and you keep coming and paying them more and more and more every year. And that is how they get you hooked. Whereas doing this right the first time, one way, once and for all, you'll never have to think about weight loss again. 23 years, guys, I've kept all the weight off. All of my clients keep all the weight off. They don't gain it back. So 4 steps, it's that simple. And you're already eating anyway. You're already showering anyway. So we're not adding any more time to your day. And if anybody says they're too busy to live a healthy lifestyle, I almost want to laugh, because I own 2 businesses, I run a house, I have kids, I take care of my husband, and I can do this. If I can do this, anybody can do this. And none of these steps can be skipped. If you want lifelong success, no matter how much you think you know, the results are in all of the nuances of every single one of these steps that you are walked through with as much hand-holding and support as you need. It is literally the framework for your success. So I know this is some major mind-blowing information, but thank you for watching. From the bottom of my heart, pat yourself on the back. You can obviously tell how passionate I am about this and how I love changing lives, and how despicable I feel what is going on in our world right now in terms of healthcare, in terms of what is allowed to be put in our foods. And it makes my blood boil. I'll just leave it at that. So the key to your success, having a proven method that provides you with a step-by-step personal process for losing weight the correct way. Not just losing weight, losing fat. Anybody can go on a crash diet and lose weight, but you're not actually getting down to the fat cells that are marbling your organs. You're just going to be a jigglier, slimmer version of yourself. So we don't want to just lose weight. We want to lose fat cells. We want those fat cells to shrink. So let's get more in depth into the steps. So we teach you how to eat your way lean, so that you don't have to worry about what to eat. You don't have to worry about where to get it. We teach you how to set the weight loss stage, set up your environment for success. So you don't have to Google and piece together every little bits and pieces of information and try to do this on your own, because it's nearly impossible. And I have many hundreds of clients tell me that they could never do it on their own. And rebalance your hormones to ignite your metabolism. We want to light a fire under your metabolic rate so that it continues to go up and up and up rather than slow down as you age. And then we want to cleanse and purify for forever success with detoxification in the correct order, the right way, with foods, not powders, pills, potions, magic, whatever. None of that works, and they are just scams. The benefits of this program are endless. You won't be hungry, I can promise you that. You'll lose all the weight you want in the amount of time you want. You will look amazing, feel incredible, and your confidence is going to skyrocket. You'll wake up each morning feeling energized and motivated, and you'll have more time and money to do the things you love to do. And every single day when you wake up in the morning, you'll know exactly what to do to get closer and closer and closer to your goal. And I want to go back to, the whole work thing, because we work real hard to, support our family and create a wonderful life for them. And I've actually had male clients tell me that they lost a job promotion. I couldn't believe this, but I guess it happens, but they were demoted or they actually lost out on a promotion due to their weight. Obviously, it wasn't said to them like that, but that's what they believe, which is appalling. Other awesome benefits. You'll be more productive at work. When you're feeling great and you have energy and you're not dreading the day and you're happier, of course you're going to be more productive at work. You're going to be more productive at work and at home. You'll never have to spend another dime of your hard-earned money on gym memberships or diets. Sure, if you want to go work out, go for a run, go hiking, enjoy all of that. It's great for you. But to get to your perfect weight, your own body's perfect weight, because we all have our own perfect weight, you need to do these 4 steps. Or I can tell you it's not going to stay off forever and you will yo-yo and destroy your metabolic rate. And the best part is you do this from the comfort of your own home. I work with people all over the country, in Canada and in the UK, and it's all done automated through Zoom, and I'm looking at you on the computer screen, showing you everything, providing you every single step via online modules and emails in your inbox with every single thing you need to do and buy and create to make this work. You don't have to figure out anything. So let's recap. Now we know what you've been doing is all wrong. Weight loss is a science. It's not a fad diet, a gym membership, or a supplement. Our environment has changed. We also know that you can lose weight and achieve your perfect body without diets and without gyms. And you know that I've developed the exact program to get you to your goal, in the shortest amount of time. And I've also shown you that while achieving your dream body, you're also going to benefit from energy, happiness, healthier, more confidence, and healing and preventing future diseases. How awesome is that? And we've seen that the old way of doing things and going at it alone simply isn't working for you. Just imagine how great it's going to feel when you don't have to strain just to bend over and tie your own shoes, and you could just slip on those favorite jeans or get back into that suit that hasn't fit you since 10 years ago, or you can play ball with your kid or run around with your kids without getting winded. And you finally don't have to figure this out on your own, and you no longer have to struggle with your weight. So I want my clients to never have to think about their weight again. That is, again, the ultimate goal, lifelong peace of mind and weight loss. But it's really difficult. I know it is. Everyone tells me that, to do it alone. So you have to know what to eat, exactly what to eat, where to get it, at what time, and in the right proportion. Or it's very difficult to lose fat, not just lose weight, but to lose fat, get at those fat cells that I was talking about. There's way too much conflicting information out there to decipher on your own. And if you don't know how to identify quality foods and where to get them, you're kind of dead in the water. So we teach you all of that. And if you're relying solely on a personal trainer and not looking into the other 4 steps, you certainly will not lose fat and keep it off forever. And if you don't detox your body in the correct order, you definitely won't lose fat and keep it off. Detoxification is a 365-day-a-year process that your body does, and we have to train it to detox the right way. Remember the bubble wrap effect. That weight isn't going anywhere unless you cleanse out those toxins. Otherwise, you just rebound. You see that circle? Same guy that loses diets, loses that weight, but he rebounds because of the toxic overload. Also, all of these are different hormones that are coursing through your body that are secreted by every gland in your body. They all work in concert together. If one of them is out of whack or imbalanced, they all can't communicate. They actually have communication receptors on them. So these all are balanced through diet, lifestyle, and detox, and lots of other amazing things that we teach you. And I don't want any of this to happen to you. With the right guidance, you can get your dream body successfully and lose all the weight you want properly in the shortest amount of time and keep it off forever. And behind every great success is a great coach. So here's what I mean by that. If you just look at any successful millionaire or CEO or expert out there, the one thing in common and I ask all of them, because I go to all these conferences, is they say, I didn't get here until I found a mentor, until I got a great coach. So when I'm with my client, I don't let them go. They're my bestie for the next little while, and I make sure that they succeed. Failure is not an option. I do it all for them, and I hand it to them on a silver platter. I provide the latest cutting-edge advice in a step-by-step, simple, proven program, and I hold you accountable and provide support. Plus, I share your same beliefs. I've been in your shoes, and I continually make my clients better and better and better at what they're doing, and just feeling better and making them a better person in general. Those are all very important things. So when you go to a dietitian or a nutritionist and they just hand you a diet and they say, here you go, follow this and you'll have success. Come on, do you really think that's gonna work? No, you're not gonna go home and read that whole thing, and you're not gonna go out and buy it. You need someone to walk you through it and do it for you. So answer honestly, are you satisfied with the way you look and feel? Are you tired of dieting and depriving yourself of food you love? And are you ready to finally lose weight and keep it off forever? Are you seriously ready? And do you really know how to get your dream body? How to shed fat and not just lose weight? And again, this isn't for everybody, but if you are serious about making positive changes in your life and you want to wake up every day with more energy and more confidence and be happier, and you're ready and ready to invest in yourself physically, emotionally, financially, and you're an action taker. I love working with action takers, just people who are determined to reach their goal. And I know you are, because you're watching this, which is fantastic. So here's exactly how I can help you in a more personal fashion. I actually have set aside time to speak with you personally on the phone and tell you how you can start applying these 4 steps and these strategies into your life starting today. It's a 30-minute call, and here's the link. You can click on it to the left or the right of this webinar. If you're watching this from a mobile phone, the link is not going to be there, so you have to type in https://meetme.so/lose-it-now. So what do we do on this call? We talk more in depth and get really crystal clear on your goals and talk about where you see yourself in 6 months from now. And we discuss real solutions for all of your goals, not just mumbo jumbo blowing smoke up your you-know-what, but I am a very practical minded individual, and you will know exactly what you need to do. And then I don't know if this is going to happen, but if you choose to maybe work with me down the road, see if we might be a good fit to work together to crush all 4 steps to success so that you can achieve your goal. So I take on clients, again, who are just really fed up and done with this whole ridiculous diet yo-yo weight gain and feeling defeated every day, and work with people who really want to do it the right way. And the call is absolutely free. I don't charge a dime for it. And I do it for free, 30 minutes of my time, because I really honestly think it's the only true way to start a relationship off on the right foot. When someone books an appointment in my private practice, I call them up on the phone and I speak to them for 15 minutes because I want to know them before they walk in my door. I enjoy connecting with these motivated action takers. And I might have to provide you information that's specific to only you. And again, most importantly, to see if we are in fact a good fit for one another. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and book your call, because I would love to speak with you. And so now you have 2 choices. You can continue spinning your wheels, yo-yo dieting, gaining weight, losing weight, or never losing weight, which happens a lot, even though people try. Going to the gym, working your butt off in the gym, seeing no results, or you can finally get the right expert guidance. You need to turn your life around once and for all. So schedule your call by clicking on the link. And honestly, guys, some people dream of losing weight. Others go get it. And I know you're a go-getter because you're still watching this. So let's throw away the old diet mindset. Oh, there's a typo in there. Of trying to lose weight, and introduce you to the only proven way to get the results you want. You deserve to live the life you want to live. You only have one life, and your family needs you. You deserve to enjoy your children and your grandchildren and travel and drive that fancy new sports car. And how are you going to even fit behind the wheel of that fancy sports car if you're continually gaining weight? And I'm here to change the course of your life. That's what I do. That's why people come from all over and find me. That's what I specialize in. And you know that you're simply not getting the results you want on your own. So if you're ready to stop struggling now, go ahead and schedule your free call with me and let's do this together. Let's crush those 4 steps. And I hope I have the opportunity to talk with you, and I'm really looking forward to helping you.